Now we're going to talk a little bit about different types of revenue models, or ways that you can sell or monetize your product. There are a lot of different revenue models out there, but we're going to walk through some of the most common. Starting with ads, which in that case, advertisers pay money in order to show relevant ads to your users. There's also purchase or licensing for software, where your users pay a one-time fee in order to purchase the product. There's pay per use, where your users pay every single time that they use the product. There's subscriptions, where your users pay on a continuous basis for access to your product. And lastly, there's a freemium model, where your product offers a limited number of features for free. Note that sometimes these can overlap. For example, you could have a freemium model supported by ads with the goal of users converting to a subscription. So in the freemium model, think of this circle as your product. You will give access to some of your product at no cost to the user. And this is potentially something that could be supported through ads. But the ultimate goal is that users will convert and purchase your product. So let's dig in a little bit deeper to each of the revenue models that we just talked about. In products that are ads-based, you generate revenue by showing ads from third parties. The more effective your targeting is to show relevant ads to interested users, the better this model will work. Advertisers generally pay for ads on a CPC or cost per click basis. This is much more common in search products. Or they can also pay for ads on a CPM or cost per 1,000 impressions basis. This is more common outside of search products. For ads, revenue comes from ads being displayed or clicked. This means that the more users you have using your product, the more clicks and ad impressions you'll generate. Click-through rate is an important metric of how often users are clicking through on ads in your product. Some examples of products that are supported by ads are Google Search, Facebook, Amazon product ads, which are listings that show up in search results when you're searching for something to buy on Amazon, and Spotify Free. Freemium products have a free offering that's available at no cost to the user. There's generally some limitations or restrictions involved with these types of products, but if users purchase the paid tier, those restrictions go away. The freemium model is an easy way to get users to try the product and let the product sell itself. Some examples here include Spotify, Zoom, LinkedIn, and Dropbox. There's also software licensing. When a user purchases a license for your software, they pay a one-time fee, and in return, they get the right to use your software. Your revenue is based on the total number of units or licenses that are sold. And some examples of these types of products include traditionally Microsoft Office or Adobe Creative Suite, although both of these products are now offered on a subscription basis as well. Another model is pay per use. Each time that the user uses the product, they pay for the amount of the product or service that they use. Revenue is generated when people use your product. So the more your product is being used, the more revenue that you'll generate and earn. Examples include Uber, DoorDash, and Fandango. And lastly, there's subscriptions, where users pay a recurring fee in order to access the product. It's usually monthly, but not always. This means that revenue comes from paying subscribers. This, in turn, creates a recurring revenue stream, meaning that as long as you maintain your subscriber base, you will generate revenue on a regular basis. Some examples of subscription-based products include Netflix, Spotify Premium, Microsoft Office 365, and Zoom. So we just walked through some of the most common types of revenue models. But keep in mind that this wasn't an exhaustive list and there's lots of others out there.